All right, wanted to show you guys some of the 3S, 5S builds we have here in the shop, and I know we got a big following with that, and give you guys some insight on a bunch of different combinations guys are putting together. You know, we always recommend the 5S block only because it makes sense to run the 5S block compared to the 3S block, especially if you're trying to reach that maximum power output. So I get a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of messages about guys who are building 3S motors, and you know, obviously in some countries it's troublesome to get the 5S block. It's not that easy, so obviously it's easier for them to stick with the 3S block, but we all know that the 3S block has its issues. Later on, Toyota did get it figured out with like the blacktop beams Altiza motor. That block looks to be very strong. I've never ran one. I'm actually building one for a customer now, for here in Florida. Actually going to be in a FRS, so pretty cool to see how that's going to turn out. But yeah, the majority of stuff that we do is all 5S stuff, so I just wanted to show you guys the builds we have. Some of the stuff you have seen already if you have watched our previous videos, but I'm showing you all the new stuff we're putting together now, and let you guys check it out and see, like I said, all the different combinations of you know, things that we're doing. All right, first up is this 5S block. So this is a 5S block. It already all got machined. Deck is done, square decked, honed, ready to go. This is going to be interesting because this is going to be a NA setup, which we've never done before, and I'm really curious to see how this thing turns out. Customer used to run a 3TC, but now he wants to try something a little bit different to see if he can make some pretty decent power. So we talked about the 3S 5S motor, and this is what we came up with. So 5S block, 87mm bore, but it's going to be a 12-to-1 engine. So check out that piston there. So built by Trom, of course, always. My guy Barry over at Trom, he's the man. Been using him for, God, I don't even know, 20 years. And he's always helped us out, so I do my best to support his business. He does his best to support my business, and in turn, you guys get a wicked product. Whenever we put a piston set together, he takes care of us, and we just basically put, you know, tons of knowledge from all the years that we've been building pistons and building motors and cars and blowing stuff up, and so we, you know, we get a pretty good combination together, and we pass it along to you guys. So back to this motor again. 12-to-1 using a Eagle rod. That's all it's going to need. Lightweight rod, lightweight wrist pin there, as you can see. So this will be a really cool setup. The head's already ported. I already ported the cylinder head. This is a Gen 1 style cylinder head. So ports are done already, ready to go. Just have to get it cleaned. Guides are knocked out of it as well. It's going to have bronze guides. Big cams. I'm waiting for the cams to get done by Webb. Those should be done pretty soon. So this is going to be a really cool setup with the first gen style cylinder head, with 12-to-1. Can't wait to see how this thing performs. Next up is, like I was telling you guys previously, this is a 3S block, beams block. You can see it's got the coolant port there that most 3S engines always have underneath the first freeze plug. So this is an actual 3S GE beams Altiza block. You can see the oil squirters down in there also. He actually wants to keep them. So customer took the block apart. We are putting it back together for him. Block has been fully machined as well. Square decked board. He is going with a CP piston, which he already had these parts. So, and a set of Carrillo rods, very nice connecting rods. Carrillo builds a very good connecting rod, strong. So this will be cool. This is actually going to be a full beams Altiza build. We actually have the head here disassembled already. I actually washed it real quick. I am going to port that, so I will give you guys some footage of when I port this. But I have to pull the guides out and get this ready to go as well. So block's ready to go already. That's been machined. Factory 3S crank, nothing crazy, and then 3S GE beams Altiza cylinder head. So this should be pretty cool. Wanted to show you guys some new cranks that we have in stock also for the 3S GE, because we definitely do push them a lot. And I always tell guys it's the easiest way to put a motor together. 3S cranks are very strong, so you can't go wrong with that setup. Here are some other 3S cranks that I have, GTE cranks. This one's dowel pinned for big power. This one is not. This is one that we found used in very good condition from a Japanese engine, so we bought it and kept it. So this is what a 3S GTE crank looks like, or even a 3S GE Beams crank share the same crankshaft. So we have these here as well. Here's another motor that we're putting together for a good customer in Aruba. We were waiting on his pistons. They just came in. This is a full race engine, fully cemented in the water jackets. 5S block also. Gonna have our PSI billet main caps. And this is going back again with a set of Trom pistons built by PSI Racing with a Brian Crower connecting rod. So that's a Brian Crower 3S GTE rod there. And big wrist pin, you know, low compression. And he will run the first gen cylinder head as well. So I'm getting ready to put this together. As you can see, I got a lot of engines to work on, so definitely got my work cut out for me here. All right, this motor I actually did a video on when I cemented the block. This was the actual block we used, and you can see here again, full of cement. If you haven't seen it, you can go back to our previous video where we showed you the kind of hard block we used and kind of the process on how we did it. So this is a 5S block again. Let me show you here real quick. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's upside down, but it does say 5S, so you got the S there and the 5 there. So painted red, ready to go. This motor is actually our old engine out of our drag AE86 that we sold to a customer, and will actually be going in to start it here. So I haven't done any footage on this car. I will soon show you guys this entire build. So it's going to have our old motor out of our drag AE86, and this combination, again, Trom pistons like always. This is using a Crower connecting rod, so something a little different. It used to have an aluminum rod in it. I wanted it to be reliable, so I told them let's take out the aluminum rod. I'll show you the rod it had before. So this is a rod and piston that it had before. Older area style piston, small wrist pin, and again, an aluminum rod that's just been in there for years and years and years. You can see the 3S GTE style crankshaft that's going to go back in the motor, and now it's set up with billet main caps as well. So again, just different combinations, showing you guys what we got going on. I mean, we're so packed here with engines, it's crazy. All right, here's the cylinder head for that red block I just showed you. So we had an issue where some of the exhaust seats were moving previously, so my machinist, he's a badass, probably the best I've ever used. He knocked out the exhaust seats, had some custom exhaust seats made, and put them back in. So this head's valve job resurfaced. It is ready to go, has bronze guides now. Believe it or not, before it had stock guides. So we went through the whole head. Actually, brand new valves we're putting in it as well from Pro Valve Racing, our buddy Ralph. And yeah, so this motor will be together very soon as well. Okay, and lastly here, this is one of our engines for our drag car. So again, this will be our full race engine that we're gonna build. It's already been bored and honed. It's already been decked. I've already cemented the motor. And this is the setup that I'm gonna be using for my own personal race car. So you see there, full of cement. And this is the rod that I'm going to be using in piston combination. So this is what it's going to be, an aluminum rod, heavy duty, hopefully to handle 15, 16, 1700 horsepower, which we plan on making. Trom pistons, of course, thanks to Barry as always, who supports us and has been by our side for a very long time. So that is the piston, pin, and rod combination that we are going to be using, and hopefully make the power that we want to make. And again, fully cemented, billet main caps, our billet main caps there. And to be honest with you, I'm probably gonna work on making an upgraded set of main studs. So I will let you guys know once I work on that. I am gonna go to either a 625 or a L19 stud. I have to talk to my guy over at ARP and see if he can get that for me. But yeah, I don't think these chromoly ones will be strong enough for what we plan on doing. So, and here you got some more first gen cylinder heads. Actually, one of these will be for me that I'm gonna start porting. This is for another customer. This is an old head we used to run that I use basically just for mock-up now. And here is another 5S block that I got acquired. And this will actually be my third spare engine. So I have 2 complete motors that I plan on building, and I'll have this block ready to go. It is a square boss block, and this will just be in my inventory for myself when I get the dry car done. I definitely want to have plenty of motors. So I didn't show you over here, but this was the motor I just showed you. Here is our other engine, basically ready to go as well. It already has main caps. These are the older main caps that we used to sell, and it already been line bored and honed. It has not been cemented yet, which I plan on doing next, and it has not been machined as well. So I just had the main caps put on by my machinist. This is a square boss block also. And you guys have seen this. I showed you videos of this. This is a motor we're doing for a guy in Barbados. This was his dummy engine. His block's already built. His head's already done. I modified the intake manifold. So that's the intake manifold we built for him now using the original style lower intake. I built the plenum for it, and I put some nice radiuses in there on the radius plate. And so that'll, you know, that'll be pretty nice for him. Next, I'm gonna build the header with this Boost Lab turbo, so that's gonna be next. Once I have all this done for him, I'm gonna build the header, turbo, and wastegate plus the downpipe combination. So all that's coming up next. I will get you guys some footage on it all. So a bunch of 3S, 5S stuff going on here. I just wanted to show you guys what we got going on, and I will try and put some footage together as we get these builds done and time-lapse some of the builds. You guys actually seen this one already. I did a video on this. This is getting really close. I'm gonna wire it next. His Haltech is here, and that's pretty much what I have to do. This actually is ready to run as well. Entire fuel system, wiring, everything's been done. It's a matter of cleaning out his gas tank and trying to fire this thing up. So again, just wanted to show you guys what we got. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed recently. All the comments, you know, all the emails we get, you know, we help out as much as we can. We've just been busy, so bear with us sometimes when it's hard to get back to you guys. But I appreciate all the support from everybody, and man, we will have so much more content coming up. 3S content, 3TC content, you name it, it's coming, guys. We got cars that are gonna fire up soon and get videos on all that stuff. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you guys and talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Bye.